Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. How are you doing today? What a gorgeous day it is outside today in Vegas. Well, I mean, it's warm, but I love it when the sun is shining. I love the heat. I have to admit, when I lived in Florida for 12 years, so I get I get the heat. On the East Coast, it's a totally different animal, of course, with the humidity factored into it. But yes, I am super excited for living in Vegas. It's my favorite place to live so far. And I've been so lucky I've been able to actually move around from place to place and explore and learn new things and meet new people. So really excited about that. So before I go any further, my name is Leslie Godat. I'm an empowerment coach. And what I do is I help my clients get a handle on their mental clutter so that it frees them up to pursue their dreams and their aspirations and turn their visions for their lives into their realities. Today, I wanted to come to you with something really, really important. Before I go any further, I do want to invite a couple people on because it's really important that I share this message because I really want to reach as many people as possible. You know, we all deal with things that, we don't realize how they're affecting our lives. And so today, as I said, I wanted to just get on and talk to you about something really important. It weighed on my heart, which a lot of the time my live topics do. Good morning. Thank you for joining. My lives usually do. They weigh on my heart. I'm not always planning ahead of time what they're going to be. I like it to be fresh in my mind and what's weighing on my heart, what's happening around me, what I see is happening with other people. And, and that will kind of determine which direction I'm going to go in a lot of the time with my life. So today I wanted to talk about living with regret, because regret is real. It really can like play havoc on your self-esteem, how you feel about yourself, and how you actually will navigate your life. I want to just talk to you a little bit about regret that I had. So many, many, many years ago, without dating myself, I was in modeling and I loved to model. It was something that I thrived on. My favorite part about modeling was actually the runway work. But I loved being in front of the camera and getting my picture taken. But at the same time, what was happening for me during the time that I was modeling is I actually had a career working in law. So I was working in large law firms. And when you're in a corporate job, it's not like you can just say, hey, I got to take off because I have an audition, or I got the job, but now it's going to be during the daytime, and I'm going to need to take that time off at a moment's notice. And so it was really hard for me. Hi, good morning. Thank you for joining. And so for me, it was so difficult because I felt like I had to make a choice. And sometimes I really actually lived with regret for a long time. And I'll tell you why. So good morning. So what happened for me was, as I said, I was in modeling, and the agent that I was working with at the time, I told him, I decided one day that, you know what, I have to make a choice. It's I'm either going to go all in with my career in the corporate field, which I loved at the time, or I am going to find something else that will allow me the freedom to be able to pursue this modeling career. And so what ended up happening was I chose the corporate job over that. And come to find out, maybe within a week or two, that the editor of Marie Claire magazine had walked in and had seen my picture on the wall and had asked about me. And the agent at the time said, well, she actually has decided that she's not going to pursue a career in modeling. And when I found that out, it really broke my heart. I felt deflated. I thought, wow, I was just on the cusp. I was there. If I just waited, I had this opportunity. I could have been doing what I loved. And so it really hurt me. And I lived with that regret for so many years. And I have to tell you, it's not a fun place to be in the land of regret. So absolutely, I wanted to come to you and just be real and raw and let you know what my experience with regret was, especially around something so huge for me that was so important in my life that I loved to do. And so I lived with, as I said, with regret for that. But you know what? I don't regret it anymore because it opened me up to other opportunities by pursuing my corporate job and then being afforded the ability to go to different places and be able to get jobs. And in the same field, but meeting and learning about new people and new places. So today I wanted to come to you with 6 tips to help you avoid living with regret. Number 1, choose to be extraordinary. So what does this mean? It's basically meaning stop wasting your time and your energy, focus on something that you've done or wish that you didn't do or wish something could have happened differently. So like, as I said, for myself, I regretted not staying the course and just, believing that I could eventually have this modeling career, but that's okay. So you stop listening to that voice of, you're wasting this energy on what if I'd stayed, what could have happened, because that time is come and gone, right? You cannot change the past. You can only focus on what you're doing right now. And you can hopefully what you're doing right now will help propel you into the future that you're looking to propel into. So instead, you allow yourself to acknowledge that you're human, that we all make mistakes, which we do, and we can learn from them. Dream your life and turn your vision into your reality. So again, as I said, stop focusing on the what ifs and the what could have happened, because there's nothing you can do. It's come and gone. Number 2, don't hold yourself back. So you may be dealing with the fear of rejection and hearing the word no. And so I guess that was part of my problem, is that I was feeling the fear of rejection. Like I didn't always get the, what I was going at the go-sees, like the modeling jobs, the runway shows, I didn't always get the campaigns, magazine campaigns or photo ops that I wanted to get. And so hearing the word no was really what was driving me to quit. That's awful. The fear of rejection. Here's something, I don't know if you know this, but did you know that by the time you're 5 years old, you will have heard the word no approximately 40,000 times, and the word yes around 5,000 times. So that's one yes for every 8 no's. So imagine that by the time you're 5, you're already getting into this pattern and you carry it forward. I know as kids, it's easier for us to kind of dream and be hopeful, but the older we get and we start having those no's happen more often to us in our lives, we start allowing them to propel us forward into situations where we're really not happy to be in, or we don't allow ourselves to take the next step because we're afraid of the word no. Because listen, again, the statistics are for every yes, it's going to take you going through 8 no's. And if you're willing to do that and put in the work, the rewards can be amazing. So are you going to allow that to stop you from stepping into your greatest self, the greatest life that you could ever have imagined for yourself, and you just give up? Don't put rejection on you before you give others a chance to, accept you and hear you out and then say yes. And don't assume that they're going to say no. Give them the opportunity to take it in, and then you can have this great conversation with that person that you're dealing with, or maybe a group of people, what you're passionate about. When you are passionate about it, it comes across. People can feel your energy. So they know you're showing up as your true authentic self, and they're going to feel it. And if they have an idea, let them help you. Listen to it. Take it in. Allow others to help you. Be smart enough to acknowledge that you may need help. Be brave enough to ask for help, and be strong enough to accept guidance. Number 3, this is a big deal for me, self-talk. So what do you say to yourself? Is it always negative? Are you one that is a pessimist by nature, or are you optimistic by nature? Do you talk negatively to yourself? You're listening, by the way. You might not think, oh, well, I'm just saying this, but yeah, you know what? You're listening, and you're actually, you're affecting yourself. You are actually leading yourself down the road to negativity if it's negative talk. Is it always like, I can't do this because, and then you fill in the blank, or I'm not good enough because, and then you fill in the blank? Do you count your blessings, or do you dwell on what you perceive to be your shortfalls? Practice being positive. Practice saying things like, I can do this because I have the ability to go out and look for the information that I need and apply it. Or I'm good enough and I'm deserving because I was born to add value to this world. So realize how you speak to yourself is super important. Number 4, let it go. If something isn't working the way you want it to work, and you feel like, well, if I just state it, I'll make it work, you're not giving yourself room to grow, to learn. And I'm all about staying the course. Like, don't get me wrong. I've talked about staying the course, but sometimes, listen to this, sometimes the map changes, the ideas change, the strategies change, but your passion remains the same. So things can change. That's fine. Be okay with change. I know that I was afraid of change, being in law, things changed with the way corporate structured the positions. And so I went from working with one lawyer to working with multiple lawyers. And I had to get over that feeling of being overwhelmed, like, oh my gosh, how am I going to do this? To being confident that I'm going to do this. I could have said, you know what, I'm quitting, I'm going somewhere else. I would have regretted that because I made amazing connections. So do you understand do you get what I'm saying to you here? Like, if you can understand or if you can relate to what I'm saying, can you just put a 1 in the chat? Because I know that I talk a lot about things that may really resonate with you, but I never ask you to engage with me. So if it resonates with you, if you get what I'm saying, please put a 1 in the chat. Number 5, challenge your glass half full mentality, your glass half full frame of mind, the way of thinking, if that's who you are. It's easy to worry if something isn't going right, and it's easy to project that you're going to fail. But guess what? Every problem has a solution. The answers are in your questions. You just have to learn to listen to yourself so that you can ask the right questions and come up with tweaks and solutions. Good morning. Thank you for joining. Ask others for help. You only fail yourself if you stay in this limiting belief and don't allow room for improvement. So, how do you challenge that and get yourself in the right mindset? Because you know what? Mindset is the number one thing in order to get yourself to be able to do these things, to get yourself out of the land of regret. So listen to a podcast, someone that you admire. I admire Tony Robbins. I admire Dean Graziosi. So I listen to their podcasts. They have some great informational tools, but I love the people that they interview. There are some amazing, amazing people out there in the world, and I love hearing about their lives and the lives that they're changing. There's a local podcast called Be That 1%. If you haven't listened to it, I really, really, encourage you to listen to it. James Silvas is the host. His wife and Amanda and him, they created this podcast. They're in over 70 countries in the world. They're amazing. The people that they interview are amazing. They're either local people, there are people from all over the world have been on their podcast. And they're making a difference in their community, going out into their community and working with nonprofits like Just One Project, which I was able to be a part of. So it's like doing things to really lift you up. And another one that I love to listen to is called How to Be a Baddie by Ashlyn Tuffensamer. I hope I'm saying Tuffensamer. I'm not sure if I'm murdering the way to say her last name. Sorry, Ashlyn. But this is really a great podcast. This young lady is really intuitive. She just gives you short snippets. She'll go on a topic, give you tips on how to get through life on, whether it's getting through all the crap in your life and how to deal, your self-worth, things like that. She's just really, really good. So I encourage you to listen to that one too. She's also local to Vegas. How about listening to an audiobook or reading a book where you learn something? Be in a perpetual state of learning. Learn about someone new every day if you can. Meet someone new. And always strive to learn something new about yourself. And then, of course, affirmations, meditation, journaling, practices to get your mindset in the right place, to get yourself out of that glass half full mentality and into that half empty mentality, I should say, and get yourself into the glass half full mentality. Look at it from flipping the switch and looking at it from a different perspective. Last but not least, number 6, make every moment count. With everything you do, you are creating your life, your destiny. You either want life to happen for you or to you. Take time to appreciate every moment, everything you learn about others, and especially about yourself. Be willing to become the best version of you. Be brave, be open, be willing, and embrace it. So I'm going to go back through these 6 tips because I really think they're important. Living with regret is horrible. And as I've said from my own experience, for example, another experience I can tell you is if I did not follow my husband and say, you know what, let's move to Florida. And I was too scared to get out of my comfort zone and move away from Toronto and just learn something new, meet new people, live a new life, have new experiences, I would have regretted that. I would have regretted not moving around and meeting new people. And now here I am in Vegas and I'm loving every moment of it. So living with regret, it's real. It can hold you back, or you can allow yourself to just let it go. So the 6 tips to avoid it are: choose to be extraordinary. Stop wasting your time and your energy focusing on the what ifs and the what coulds have happened, because that's in the past. You can't change it. You can only focus on what's happening right now and propel yourself into your future self. Number 2, don't hold yourself back. You may be dealing with the fear of rejection, the fear of the word no. And if you do that, if you allow the word no to hold you back, you never will be able to step into that greatest self, become the best version of you. I'm sorry if I sound like so excited, because these are real. These are things that you can do. These are things that people do to themselves. They hold themselves back. Don't let that be you. And your self-talk is so important. Tell yourself how great you are every day. Tell yourself that you can do it, that you are worthy. Start talking to yourself in a positive way. Don't allow negativity to get into your mind. Don't allow it to take root. I want you to be the best version of you. I know you want to be the best version of you. So allow your self-talk to be based around positive things rather than negative things. Learn to let it go. Because if something isn't working for you the way you want it to work, don't hold on to it thinking, oh my gosh, if I just stay the course on this and just keep doing what I'm doing, it's going to work this way. No. In order for something to work, sometimes your ideas have to change. Sometimes your strategies have to change. The way you look at something may have to change. Your passion doesn't change. It's just what you're doing may have to be tweaked to make it work. Remember, failing yourself is by not moving forward and actually being brave enough to try something new to make it work. That's failure. You're not failing me. You're not failing anyone else who's watching. You're failing yourself if you don't allow yourself to step out of your comfort zone and do the things that you need to do to get ahead, to tweak it, to make it better and successful. And last but not least, challenge your glass half empty, I should say, thinking. I was saying half full. I meant to say your glass half empty mentality, because it should be your glass half full. That means you're being more positive. You're filling your cup with things that will work. You're allowing yourself to believe the possibilities. Get away from the limiting beliefs that I can't do something because, or I'm not worthy because, and change it to, yes, I can do these things because I can, because, and you fill in the blank, and say these, I am worthy because, and you fill in the blanks. Start feeling how good you are. Start telling yourself how great you are. Start having a glass half full mentality so that you can step into your greatest life that you've always wanted. Last but not least, number 6, make every moment count. Savor it. Take it in. All of your failures as well. Your failures are just lessons that you've learned that something didn't work. And you have to tweak it to make it better. That's it. If you fall down 3 times, get back up again. Keep getting back up. If you fall down, get back up. Dust off your pants and get back at it. Don't give up on you. Ever. Don't ever, ever, ever give up on yourself. You either want life to happen for you or you want it to happen to you. It's up to you. Be willing to become the best version of yourself. Be brave enough. Be open. Be willing to embrace everything that you can. I hope this was really inspiring for you. I hope that if there was something that you heard today that kind of just, changed the way you were thinking about something, that's my mission, is to help you flip the switch. Start thinking positively about you so that you can be the best version of you, so you can show up as the best version of you wherever you are, whether it's by yourself, whether it's with other people, whether it's for other people. I'm going to actually just talk a little bit about a workshop I've got coming up called The Power of the Mind Up, and it's all based around journaling. Journaling is important, and it will deal with these types of things that we just talked about today. You're going to learn to take control of your daily chaos. You're going to identify your triggers so that you can manage your responses better, and you're going to learn to let go. I'm going to be hosting this. It's a free workshop. It's next Thursday, June 27th at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I would love to see you there. I will post the link to the event for you to register if you're interested. If you know someone that needs to hear this video, please share it. And if you want to talk to me, PM me. I love talking. And if there's something, a topic you want to hear more about, put it in the comments below or message me and just let me know, and I will be sure to deliver. My name is Leslie Godet. I'm an empowerment coach, and I help my clients get a handle on their mental clutter so they're freed up to pursue their dreams and aspirations and turn their visions for their lives into their realities. I hope that you go out and have a great day. Face it with an attitude of gratitude. It puts you in the right mindset. I will be back tomorrow with some more tips. Have a wonderful day. Until then, I'll talk to you again soon. Bye now.